Hello, you wonderful students. I want you to pause the video and answer this question. What is the area of this rectangle? Whenever you're ready, hit the play button. So, in general, in order to find the area for a rectangle, you just multiply one side times the other side. And that will get you the area for this rectangle. So, since this side is 5 long and this side is 7 long, we know that the area for this is 7 times 5 is the area inside of this rectangle. Okay, so this right here, the area of rectangles, is going to be the basis for what we're learning today. So, what are we learning? Our learning goals today are students will learn the area model of multiplication. So this right here, area model of multiplication, is just a way to think of multiplication. Next, students will use the area model of multiplication to combine like terms. And we'll talk about what like terms means. And then students will be able to explain why you can't add together unlike terms. So the opposite of like terms will be unlike terms. So once you figure out what like terms are, you need to be able to figure out and explain why you cannot add unlike terms. Everything we talk about with adding will also work for subtraction. So, first, I want us to draw and label a rectangle that represents this area right here, 6 times x. So I'm representing that area, 6 times x. So we know that area is a side times a side. So sure, to represent 6 times x, let me make this 6 long. So I literally drew it 6 long. Okay. And x. Well, how do I represent x? It's not like a specific size. So I'm just going to use anything to represent the size x. So I'm just going to use this unknown length. So I don't know how long that is. I'm just going to say this long is x. I'm just going to use dotted lines so I know that, even though I'm calling this x long, I don't actually know if it's bigger or smaller than that because I don't know what x is. This is definitely 6 long over here because I exactly measured 6 long. Okay. So here we now have a rectangle that is 6 long by x long. And so the area inside should be 6 times x. So this area should be 6 times x amount. Okay. Over here, number 2, it says, draw and label a rectangle that represents the area 4x. So I'm going to do a very similar thing. Let's once again use this length right here to represent x. I don't 100% know how big it is. That dotted line, I'm going to call x big, and we'll make this 4 long. Okay, so here we now have one side that is my x long. This side is 4. So the area inside is 4 times x big. Moving on, number 3 here says, draw your 2 rectangles together or touching each other. This represents the area 6 times x plus 4 times x. So here, this plus sign if you are thinking of real objects here, plus you can think of as putting 2 things together. So this plus sign right here is putting this term and this term together, which is why I'm asking you to draw them with the 2 rectangles touching each other. So I'm just going to redraw this rectangle real quick, but touching each other. Pretend I didn't draw that. Okay, so there's our x length. And now to draw the other side. So that is 6 long. That is my 4 long. Okay. So here I just drew those 2 here. Okay. So number 4, ask, use this drawing to explain why 6 times x plus 4 times x is equal to 10 times x. I want you to pause the video at this point, write that explanation, send it to me. This question right here is part of your questions to turn in for this assignment. Whenever you're ready, continue the video. Okay. So now we have to explain what are like terms. You've likely heard this in other classes before. One way you can define like terms is terms you can add or subtract together. So this is sort of my definition A. Let's use that particular definition for like terms here. Okay. So here, 2x plus 3x is equal to 5x. Because we can add this term and that term together, because we're able to add those two terms together, that means these two are like terms. And I'm going to use the area model of multiplication to explain why I can do this. Why can I add 2x and 3x together? So let's create my model again. So area model uses the area of rectangle. So once again, that side is going to be x big. This little rectangle right here is 2 on that side. Okay, so this rectangle right here represents 2 times x, which is the same as 2x. Okay. So then we have another rectangle that is 3 long this way. And this area right here is 3 times x, or just 3x. So if the area inside this is 2x, and the area inside this other one is 3x. Well, I can ask, what is the area for the whole thing. What is the area for this much larger box? Well, the distance from here to here, that distance is just five. Uh, sure. That distance is just 5 from here to here. And the distance from here to here is x. So 5 times x. That would represent the whole area inside the much larger rectangle. But since they overlap, I know that the green area and the orange area are equal to each other. The orange area is 5x. And the green area was just 2x plus 3x. Since the area for green and area for orange are the same or equal, I know 2x plus 3x equals 5x. And this is the area model for multiplication, a way of thinking about multiplying. Number 3 here asks, use the area model of multiplication to explain why 2x plus 3x is equal to parentheses 2 plus 3 close parentheses times x. Well, I'm not going to redraw it. This is still talking about this. You have 2x adding together with 3x. So another way of thinking of this orange area here is, how did I get the 5? Well, I got 5 because it was this 2. This 2 goes from here to here. And then this 3 goes from here to here. So from here to here, the way I got the 5 is just 2 plus 3. So this side right here, the length of this side is just 2 plus 3. And then the length of this side, once again, is just x. So times x. So the area of the orange is represented here. And once again, the orange area is equal to the green area, which we've already talked about, is just 2 times x for the left box, combined with 3 times x for the right box. So this and this are equal. Okay. This question here reads, use the area model of multiplication to explain why you can't add together 4x plus 5x squared. Let me zoom in on this part. So use the area model of multiplication, the boxes, to explain why I can't add this together. And I'll give you a hint. I want you to think of this term right here as 4 times x. And I want you to think of this term right here as 5 times x squared. Pause the video here. Answer this on a sheet of paper. You will also be sending this in to me. Hit play when you're ready. Okay. Finally, when you're done with that, you guys are going to practice simplifying or combining like terms for these 6 problems. They are in your worksheet. Go to Google Classroom if you have not already to find this worksheet. So you're turning in these 6 questions. Then this question right here and the question we just talked about. Why can you not combine 4x plus 5x squared? I'll see you wonderful people in class. Have a great rest of your day.